Houston again. I mean, it's part of it is the curse of D'Antoni. D'Antoni teams
Right.
don't win. They don't play that good of defense, and it comes back to bite them every single opportunity. The other thing, I think when they came out with that story, talking about last year's playoffs, they missed 81 calls or whatever. It was almost like they were starting to produce an excuse. And when you start making excuses before anything's even happened, like it's almost like you're already counting yourself out. So I don't know if they truly believed that they could even beat the Warriors. Like you start doubting yourself before the beginning, you normally end up losing. So it's another year though. While I got you on the line, what do the Rockets do now?
I don't think they can't really do too much because they locked up Chris Paul for, I think he still got at least, but he just resigned, so he still got at least 3-4 years. James Harden's in the middle of his deal. He's still got 3 or 4 years. I don't think they're going to fire D'Antoni, not yet. I think he's safe, but I just don't know what can they do. They have a good team, but like you said, it's the curse of D'Antoni. There's something, he just can't get this team over the hump. And like we were saying before, I know when I was commenting in the chat room, we were chatting a couple of shows ago, and we brought up about Houston just sending out that report about all these excuses. They got reports of all these non-foul calls or foul calls that should have been called, and I mean, they just need to just be quiet and play basketball, play their basketball. I mean, that brand of basketball just doesn't win. I don't really know what can they do. I mean, even if they fire D'Antoni, who's going to go out there and coach them? And like I said, Harden and Chris Paul, they're locked up for another 3-4 years. So they're like OKC. OKC's locked up with Westbrook and Paul George. You got you're so top heavy at the top. You just don't know where to go from there. I mean, they can make a couple of moves here and there, get some pieces there, but I mean, if the Warriors stay together and Denver's coming, they're improved. Golden State or Portland's not going anywhere. I don't know. Houston they blew it. This was their opportunity. They when Chris Paul got hurt last year, they talked about this was our chance. If Chris Paul doesn't get hurt, we go to the championship and win. Okay. Golden State lost KD, same type of fashion almost, and Houston still blew it. So they're stuck with Harden and Chris Paul.
Yeah, and like really the most surprising part about this whole thing is that Chris Paul did not get hurt at all.
Yes.
I mean, he had a clean slate in the playoffs, which has not happened, I don't know, probably since his Pelicans days, which I don't know if that was the Pelicans or the Hornets or whatever that was, but it's like
right.
that is, I mean, if you want to look on the positive side, he stayed healthy, but this has got to hurt for him. And we talking about his legacy and what do you know, 20 years down the line, what will you be saying about Chris Paul? Which I think you can say he was one of the best point guards, one of the best regular season point guards, but just could never have a successful playoffs, which he played his heart out tonight. I got to give him that.
Chris Paul really he stepped up. I think what they lacked was Game 5. They let that game slip away. That was the game they needed. They needed to go up 3-2, but they blew that. I knew after they blew that, coming back and Golden State just chipped away, and then Curry again stepped up in the fourth quarter in Game 5 to squeak that one out, and then they went to Game 6. I just had this feeling. And Chris Paul played very well. I mean, he played well tonight. He played well. Harden played very well, even though he didn't do much in that fourth quarter. Where it goes back to, is he just a great regular season player, and and in the playoffs he just can't get it together. I know he had 35 points tonight, so he played unbelievable, but just wasn't enough. And it's like he picks his spots, when to turn it on and when not. And then when the lights are bright, he doesn't deliver. So this was a legacy game for Chris Paul and James Harden. And I think another thing too, they got so obsessed of we're gonna beat the Warriors, and they really, like I said, with the reports and the fouls, the referee, they blame the refs, they blame bad health last year, and it is, like I said, it's just one of those things that they just can't get over that hump, and they might be just one of those teams that, and it's gonna be hard for them to get back there again, because a lot of teams are improving, and Harden is an MVP candidate, the last few years, but I just can't see them. It's hard to get over that hump, and I don't know if they're ever going to be able to do it again.
Yeah, the West is only getting better, and free agency's coming up, so teams are going to be adding guys, Kemba Walkers, and what happens if Milwaukee stays together with Chris Middleton. So I mean, it's like the West is getting better, and the Rockets are almost stagnant. I don't know who else you can add. I don't know who would want to come there now. At this point, you can't win a game in this situation when the odds are in your favor. How do you attract people? How do you get somebody to come over there? So I would hate to be CP3, and I would hate to be Chris Harden, and I would hate to be D'Antoni tonight. Because that's a horrible feeling right now.
Yeah, they're feeling really bad. I mean, they blew an opportunity. They had their chances, like I said, full string of health for Harden, for Chris Paul. They had a healthy team, and Golden State was down one of their main guys, if not their main guy. But the Warriors have showed their championship pedigree. I mean, they're on the verge of winning 3 in a row, 3 of the last 4, or I should say 4 of the last 5, actually. So
true.
4 of the last 5. So they're ready. I think they'll be able to beat Denver. As I said, I think they'll beat Denver in 6. Portland would be, a matchup problem for them because of the guards, with Dame and CJ McCollum. I think that's a matchup problem. But the Warriors, I think, will still beat them. And it's all about the East. Then who's going to come out of the East? Is it going to be Philly? It's going to be Toronto or Milwaukee? So I still think the Warriors. I think they're going to repeat. I think they definitely got to repeat.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, and off season's going to be interesting. KD, Kyrie, Kemba Walker. Whoever else, they're gonna make Anthony Davis trade. So this offseason is gonna be interesting. And the memes are starting to get going. So everybody on social media, go to your Instagram and just start scrolling, because you'll find a whole bunch of them.
Yes, you know it. You know social media, man. Twitter and Instagram. There's no filter. I mean, they get the filters out there, so people are on it.
Well, man, appreciate you for calling in. Glad to get you back on the show.
No doubt. Thanks a lot, man. Have a good rest of the night.
You too. Thanks.
Thanks.
All right, man. Courtney Harden bringing his perspective in. Much appreciated to get him on the line. So. One interesting meme says it's a picture of James Harden doing a post-game show, and he says, "All I know is they was light-skinned." That's a good one. But man, this has been a blast, man. Doing this show during the game, post-game, in between game. Appreciate everybody, every single person in the chat room. Everybody that called in, to the callers, which we had the first special guest, we had Dawn Witte, also Kesey Ingram, a.k.a. Professor X, called in, Mo Cheese called in, Tyon Mack called in, and my man Courtney Harden called in. So much appreciated to each and every one of you guys. Everybody that joined in. Mo Cheese comment says, when it's all on the line, Harden be like, poof. Magic. I can do magic. And where is A-Trap? A-Trap probably sleep right now. But Mo Cheese, Big L, Courtney Harden, Kevy Kev, RC in the building, breaking it down. Trey, Barbershop Sports Talk, breaking it down. Who else do we have? Local Bella. Let's see. Big Mo coming in. Appreciate that. See if I miss anybody else. Mac Farrell, Togo, Fear the Deer, Bucks doing their thing. DJ Knox, H-Rap was in the building. So much love to each and every one of you guys. Have a great night. We're going to leave you a great night, great morning for some of you guys. I'm going to leave you with a song by Alexander Simone, who was interviewed on Kesey's show last night. This one is called Mama. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, to my wife, to my mother, to my grandmother, to my aunts. Have a good night. Enjoy your day tomorrow. God bless. God is love.
Mama, I love you. I really do, Ma. I love you. Tell me, mama, what I gotta do. I never had a chance to be a mama's boy, but nowadays I just need you. I feel like every woman that I try to love, cause of us and never falls through. I had to get this far without you, but the whole time thinking about you. Always picture what a life would be till you broke a promise, now I doubt you. Like, why would mama ever hurt me? Yeah, baby boy, yeah, your own seed. Like, please, mama don't deserve me. How you not water and taint the leaves and show neglect to your family tree? Mama, tell me why I gotta be. If only grandma knew about me, you would probably show a little more love and not try to hide me. Mommy, tell me why I gotta be. It's been a cool world without you, but I think that brought the man out of me. Mama, look what I become to be. A God-fearing man that's out the street. It's like I strive just to make you proud, and still to this day you don't acknowledge me. Tell me when we ever gonna be. I ain't looking for apologies. No, I'm just looking for a solution. Want my mom to want me. And tell me, is that ever gonna be? Can you see me begging for your attention? Why you act like you don't say, Mama? Somebody find that boy mama. I need my mama. Just for you. Somebody find that boy mama. Oh, she ain't even paying attention on her. How can I make it right? I can play these black and white songs now. That boy is kind of good though. Boy, your mama not listening. Please. What's a man supposed to do without his mama? I've been headed down the wrong road, and I'm just trying to make it right.